Hi, my name is Michael Gonzales, and this is going to be my final video narrative of Lab 15. In this video, I'm going to be providing you answers to some questions that are laid out right here, and I'll also be showing you a pretty much go through all, if not everything, about the Mayfair Elementary School. And the reason this is so important, the reason that I care so much about this, is because that not only does this project mean a basis of understanding for how I can understand scheduling, but more importantly, it offers me an opportunity to really test myself. And that's something that I truly take to heart and take to granted, of how much that I really need to care about my career and my lifestyle choices. So, pretty much, going through this project is the Mayfair Elementary School. What we are doing on site with this project is we are actually putting in, if I can show it to you, we're putting in a masonry wall with CMU pictures, and everything that is involved throughout this project is really made from this and all of the parameters that are given to it. So here we see that there's a lot of finished grading, but most importantly, that this back part right here is what we're going to be focusing on. So as we move a little bit into what this project is asking for and what it's really wanting from us, here is our scopes of work. Our scopes of work involve the site prep and demo, obviously, right here, but it also involves these main components, in which in our project schedule, I'll pull it up right now, are all put into and shown. So these are going to be our main scopes of work. This is going to be our main thing that we're focusing on when it comes to setting up our site, getting ready for demolition, taking down the old fence, and putting up the new fence. As we get into footings, our footings get a little bit complicated because there is stepped footings, and I can show it to you right here, step footings. And with each of these step footings, there are, I believe, 3 of them. So if we come back over here, we can see that right here, each footing is already accounted for, and it's already put into Notion. So pretty much there are 5 step footings. For our valley gutters are going to run all the way through the entire wall. Our wall is split up into 5 main sections, so for each of the footings pretty much. So as we come back here, our CMU wall obviously is going to need reinforcing steel, CMU, mortar, and grout. That's very standard, that's very self-explanatory. As we remove the old fence, we're going to need something to hold down the new fence. We're going to need CMU, we're going to need mortar, grout, all of that pretty much to build up the wall. And as we move over here into anti-graffiti paint, this is something that really, especially working on an elementary school project, you really want to take into focus, because you don't want the wall to be graffitied or vandalized or any way like that. So putting anti-graffiti paint on it is a very good subcontract to do on this type of wall. Obviously, the valley gutter is going to have its own type of task for it in its own way. Patch asphalt where required, and clean and turnover site. So the entire scopes of work for this site aren't long. It's not that much, but it is enough to really go into depth and really try and detail everything out. Our main workers here, this is going to be all of our main workers working on the site at this point. This is going to be all of the following equipment we are having, subcontractors we are using, and then the general conditions of what the temp fence and then temporary scaffolding of the CMU block is going to look like. So as we move into the project, I do want to make note that most of these, if not all of these, have been detailed straight from either the specs or the given scopes of work. So the specs, I can go into it now. The specs are 157 pages, it says right here, but it really doesn't go into detail with the things that you want, especially when it comes to your subcontracting. We don't really get too much when it comes to subcontracting, but really making submittals, really doing that for yourself is something that I really had to learn and I really enjoyed. Make ready. Our make ready for our site really starts us off with our safe off utilities, our demo saw cut. And as we go into that, we mobilize our general conditions. We start installing the temp fencing on site, installing the temp office on site, installing a job site engage. As we move into substructure, this is where we're really starting to lay out the entire project. We've already excavated the old and we're putting in the new. As you can see right here, we are starting off very, very solid. We're laying out the foundation wall, we're excavating the foundations. I feel like if there was something that I could have done, I could have probably made a task or a phase of the task with demo, and that probably would have helped a lot more. But as we go into foundation prep, we have all of these set in stone pretty much. All of our cure foundations should be, so if we go into here and then go into advanced, all of these should be 24 hours. But unfortunately, the way my schedule happened to make things, it wouldn't create these as a critical task unless it required a certain amount of days. So to really fix that, I really tried to just change and tweak some of these and really just make it easy. Same thing with foundation. Foundation has cure foundation down here. It's the same way with the all the cures. Valley gutter has a cure, and all of these really go into detail for what we want, what we're trying to accommodate for, and what we're really trying to see throughout the entire project, and really make that something that we want to go into detail about. Here we have our CMU wall. Our CMU wall is very, very basic. It offers a lot of things that could be added, a lot of things that could be taken away. And as we move into landscaping, and then landscaping, obviously we're removing fencing, we're removing anything that we have set up on site, like offices, will probably be moved at this time. Mostly everything that we have built on site will be removed at this time. Obviously we'll repair the lawn, pretty much landscape it all out, make sure it's clean, and repair it all out. And then that comes to our punch list and our closeout. So really quickly, we were asked a couple questions. If our schedule does meet the required time of the frame owner, if not, what would be the total liquidated damages? This is a question that isn't very straightforward when it comes to specs, especially trying to answer. We get a start date, but we really don't get an end date. It's really up to us to decide how long this project goes for. And me personally, I don't want too much slack. If I have so much slack that it's costing us days, it's costing us time, it's costing the owner money, that's not something we want to accommodate for. And for most of these, we really want to see 0 days, but when it comes to most of our project, the 31 days really just comes from our weather schedule. If we do have a mud day, or if we do have something like that, we're able to accommodate for it and pick it up. The total required amount for mud days is in an entire month. It should say right here somewhere. But it does say in here that there is a month of required mud days that you need to be accountable for. Unfortunately, for the liquidated damages, I'm not too sure about what that would cost our owner, but if it would cost our owner, it would cost him a month. The three biggest risks that we foresee in this project, to complete this project, very obviously, a more detailed specs would really help. It would really help us flesh out this project, really make it something more detailed and explanatory, pretty much. As we really take a look at what makes our project a project, we really want to just look through the schedule and understand that most of these are all led by something. Most of these are all set by something. I feel like if there was an easier way for us to really see the entire process of how something is broken down in a timeline, whether it's beforehand or afterhand, and putting it into a schedule, that would really help, and it would really, really be nice. My final takeaway on this project, of course, I have to say, if I had more help, I feel like this project could have been better. I feel like if I had the chance to go over it in depth with a teacher, I would have a fantastic time. Unfortunately, this is a final, and that's how the way of the world goes, and you can't be happy all the time. But me, completely, I understand the tasks that are being given. I tried my best, and I'm very happy with that. And to really close out this project, I really want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for giving me this project, and I truly hope that you enjoy both the rest of this year and everything going forward.